It's pretty full tonight, so wherever you guys can find a seat, help yourselves. What's that? Yeah, team name on top. Yep. All right, guys, it's 8 o'clock. Let's start. Woo! Question number 1. What is Lightning McQueen's first name? Is that A, Thunder, B, Quentin, C, Montgomery, or D, Pennzoil? Number 2 for multiple choice. What country has the most trees? Is that USA, Brazil, Russia, or China? What country has the most amount of trees? Is that A, US, B, Brazil, C, Russia, or D, China? What nickname was given to Detroit Lions wide receiver Calvin Johnson? Was that A, Megatron, B, Optimus Prime, C, Metatron, or D, Mufasa? What nickname was given to the wide receiver Calvin Johnson? Is that A, Megatron, B, Optimus Prime, C, Metatron, or D, Mufasa? What is added to copper in order to make bronze? Is that A, aluminum, B, iron, C, tin, or D, gold? What is added to copper in order to make bronze? Is that A, aluminum, B, iron, C, tin, or D, copper?
Oh, you know it from that.
What is added to, D, gold? Of the Great Lakes, which is the only with no Canadian waters? Is that A, Ontario, B, Huron, C, Superior, or D, Michigan? Of the Great Lakes, which is the only with no Canadian waters? Is that Lake Ontario, Lake Huron, Lake Superior, or Lake Michigan? Number 6 here for multiple choice. Which president is not featured on Mount Rushmore? Is that A, Thomas Jefferson, B, John Adams, C, Abraham Lincoln, or D, Teddy Roosevelt? Which president is not featured on Mount Rushmore? Is that A, Thomas Jefferson, B, John Adams, C, Abraham Lincoln, or D, Teddy Roosevelt? Moulin Rouge translates to what? Is that A, a good movie, B, a red mill, C, a red car, or D, a red rocket? Moulin Rouge translates to what? Is that A, good movie, B, red mill, C, red car, or D, red rocket? What does Moulin Rouge mean? Multiple choice. What is the dog's name in Rocko's Modern Life? Is that A, Heifer, B, Baby, C, Spunky, or D, Dilbert? What is the dog's name in Rocko's Modern Life? Is that A, Heifer, B, Bebe, C, Spunky, or D, Dilbert? Here's a question for our resident hockey players, resident hockey experts. What do the Detroit Red Wings throw onto the ice after a hockey game? Is that A, a salmon, B, clams, C, an octopus, or D, pennies? What do the Detroit Red Wings throw onto the ice after a hockey game? Is that A, salmon, B, clams, C, octopus, or D, pennies? And this is number 10 for multiple choice. Last question here. Which of these people conducted the Good Friday experiment? Is that A, Mike Hunt, B, Ram Dass, C, Hugh Janus, or D, Loose Cunt? Which of these people conducted the Good Friday experiment? Is that A, Mike Hunt, B, Ram Dass, C, Hugh Janus, or D, Loose Cunt? One of those names is real. So that's 10 questions here. That's the multiple choice round. I'll leave these up here for a couple minutes. Let me know what I can do to help you guys out. But really quickly, guys, one more time, I want to thank you guys for coming in. And we're kicking off the first week of the March Madness Trivia Tournament, guys. Each week, accumulate your points. Go head-to-head in March. Cash prizes, giveaways, tickets, baseball, all that good stuff. Anything, you name it. March Trivia Madness. It's the big trivia tournament, guys. And my fellows in Paris over there, they were first year's winner last year. It's all right. It's a new year. It's a new year. Good. I hope you do, man. March Trivia Madness, guys. It's the big trivia tournament. All right. I already gave you the shout out, but you missed it. Number 1, what's Lightning McQueen's government name? That's Montgomery. Number 2, what country has the most trees? That's C, Russia. 3, what's that nickname for Calvin Johnson? That's Megatron. Number 4, what's added to copper in order to make bronze? That's C, tin. Of the Great Lakes, which one has no Canadian waters? That's D, Lake Michigan. Which president is not on Mount Rushmore? That's B, John Adams. Moulin Rouge translates to what? Although it is a good movie, it translates to Red Mill. There's a big red windmill on top of the Moulin Rouge Theater in France. Number 8, what is the dog in Rocko's Modern Life? Come here, Spunky. 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 Dude, is that like a WWE belt? Oh, dude, can I see that? I gotta see that for a minute. Oh my god. I'm just gonna... Oh my goodness. What are the odds, dude? So much good stuff happening tonight, man. I don't know, our good friend over here just happened to have a championship belt on, so we're rolling with it. Hell yeah, absolutely. What's your name, man? Ayelden. Oh, thank you, Ayelden. Alrighty. I'm gonna rock this for the rest of the night. Woo! Alright, guys. Number 9, what do the Detroit Red Wings throw onto the ice rink? They throw octopus. And I'm sure Ayelden knows this answer over here. Number 10, who conducted the Good Friday experiment? They're all real names, but he chose the name Ram Dass. Yeah, Ram Dass. The Good Friday experiment was the experiment on psychedelic drugs. Here's where we stand after the first round. Beers the Mind Chiller got everything right and have merch. So, Beers the Mind Chiller tonight with 14, Ryan and Scraps 10, Jake's Secret Admirers, Cowlians, Fellas in Paris, Chlorine Scrubbers, Yinzers, Coochie Clappers, the U World Order, Tequila Mockingbird, Macau, Gay Bitches, woo! LeBron Lovers, Kickin' Rock, Stickin' Names, and Roll Tide, and Calico Girls. There's where we stand after the first round. The 1980s. Let's effing go. And everybody, see that beautiful man right there in the hat? Give him a round of applause. Thank you, Jake. The 1980s, and each of these questions will correspond to a year. So we'll start with 80 and go to 89. Question number 1 for the 80s. What arcade game was the highest grossing game of 1980? What arcade game was the highest grossing game of 1980? Question number 2 for the 80s. In 1981, Lady Diana became the Princess of Wales, marrying what prince? 1981, Diana of Wales became princess, marrying what prince? Number 3 for the 80s. What 1982 movie was the highest grossing movie of the entire decade? What 1982 movie was the highest grossing movie of the entire decade? Alrighty, guys, question number 4 for the 80s. The third Monday of January officially became what federal holiday in 1983? The third Monday of January officially became what federal holiday in 1983? I guess what I'm taking away from this is if you bring me wacky objects, I'll wear them. Question number 5 here. Jim? Oh, pencils. Thank you. I'll take that. What center was selected first overall in the 1984 NBA draft? What center was selected first overall in the 1984 NBA draft? Number 6 for the 80s. No more kicks. What scenic highway was officially decommissioned in 1985? No more kicks. What scenic highway was officially decommissioned in 1985? You can still drive on it, it's just that it wasn't the main highway. Question number 7 here for the 80s. It's dangerous to go alone. What 1986 game is considered one of the greatest of all time? It's dangerous to go alone. What 1986 game is considered one of the greatest? 1987, everybody was looking good thanks to what computer program? In 1987, everybody was looking good thanks to what computer program? Number 9 for the 80s. CDs outsold what predecessor for the first time in 1988? CDs outsold what predecessor for the first time in 1988? Number 10 here. 1989. No event totally didn't happen in what square in China? 1989. No event totally didn't happen in what square in China? No event totally didn't happen. There is no war in Ba Sing Se. Here's all the questions from this round. I'll give you guys a couple minutes. Let me know whatever I can do to help you guys out. Let's go over the 1980s. But first, always got exactly who's better to advertise other than our own. You guys can earn points for wearing merch and look great. Buy merch, earn points, look great. That's the pitch. That's it. Do it. Alrighty, guys. 1980s. Question number 1. What arcade game was the highest grossing game of 1980? That was Pac-Man. 2. Lady Diana became Princess of Wales, marrying what prince? Charles. Prince Charles. 3. What 1982 movie was the highest grossing movie of the entire decade? Phone Home. That's E.T. Number 4. The third Monday of January officially became what holiday? That's Martin Luther King Jr. Day. And number 5, what center was selected first overall in 1984? Hakeem Olajuwon. Number 6, no more kicks. What scenic highway was decommissioned in 1985? That's Route 66. Yeah, it was not the official main highway. And it's dangerous to go alone. What 1986 game is considered one of the greatest? That's my favorite game of all time. Legend of Zelda. Everybody was looking good thanks to what computer program in 1987? Photoshop. Yeah, Photoshop actually came out in 1987. CDs outsold what predecessor in 1988? Of course, that's Vinyl Records. And the last one here, what events totally did not happen? Of course, there's no wars in Ba Sing Se or Tiananmen Square Massacre. No Tiananmen Square events. I like the, do I clap? Do I not? Yeah, okay. Alrighty, guys, so after 2 rounds, we've got Beers and Mind Chillers still with first. Fellas in Paris right behind them. Jake Secreter Myers closely behind them as well. Cowlians on their trail. Ryan and Scraps, Chlorine Scrubbers, Ginzers, Tequila Mockingbird, Coochie Clappers, Macau, LeBron Lovers, Kickin' Rocks, Taking Names, Roll Tide, The U World Order, Gabe Itches, Calico Girls, and You're the Reason. I did not know, nor do I still know, almost any of these topics that we're going to discuss here, but psychology. You guys put it out there, we voted for it. Psychology. Psychology is mainly the study of the mind and what? Psychology is mainly the study of the mind and what? Number 2 for psychology.
Former British colony.
It might ring a bell. Who created the conditional reflex mainly with his dog? It might ring a bell. Who created the conditional reflex mainly with his dog? Number 3. What test subjects were used in the Little Albert experiment? What test subjects were used in the Little Albert experiment? Number 4 for psychology. Red, yellow, blue, green. What test checks your memory and attention by color? Red, yellow, blue, green. What test checks your memory by color? Number 5 here for psychology. Also known as the reward circuit. What base of the brain likes to party? Also known as the reward circuit. What base of the brain likes to party? Specifically with drugs and alcohol. Number 6 for psychology. Oops, I told the truth. What is a parapraxis? Oops, I told the truth. What is a parapraxis? Number 8 here. Don't worry, we're almost done with psychology. It's not going to be too much more painful. Will he or won't he? Who is the father of psychology? Will he or won't he? Who is the father of modern psychology? Number 9 here, psychology. What was the name for the CIA's 20-year mind control experiment? What was the name for the CIA's 20-year mind control experiment? Last question here for psychology, number 10. It's a bit strange. What bias called out researchers for focusing too much on Western populations? It's a bit strange. What bias called out researchers for focusing too much on Western populations? Here are the questions. I'll give you guys a couple minutes. Do what you can with that. Really quickly, guys, want to thank each and every one of you guys for coming out. And let's give it up for a place we know and love right here, Monkey Pants Bar and Grill. All right, great place for great drinks. Long Island iced teas, Cape Cods, $4, as well as great wings, great salads, burgers, Burger State Challenge, Monkey Pants Bar and Grill. Psychology, number 1. Psychology is mainly the study of the mind and what? That's behavior. Number 2, it might ring a bell. Who created the conditional reflex? Pavlov. What test subjects were used in the Little Albert experiment? That was babies. Red, yellow, blue, green. What test checks your memory and attention by color? That's called the Stroop test. AKA the reward circuit. What base of the brain likes to party? That's called the basal ganglia. 6, oops, I told the truth. What's a parapraxis? That's called a Freudian slip. And what theory states that infants need at least one close relationship? That's called the attachment theory. Attachment. And will he or won't he? Who's the father of psychology? That's Wilhelm Wundt. What's the name for that CIA 20-year experiment? That's called MK Ultra. And last one here, it's a bit strange, right? What bias calls out Western populations? It's called the Western educated, industrialized, rich, and democratic bias, or weird. The weird bias. The weird and the strange bias are very similar, but I gave you strange. Going into the mystery rounds, Beers and Mind Chillers still holding on to that lead. right, guys, so next up is going to be our mystery round. And if you have not played with us before, the way that this round works is I will not tell you a theme. All your answers will have something in common, and for number 10, you will put the theme for number 10. Question number 1.
I can't see that easy enough.
What German city is home to the European Central Bank headquarters? What German city is home to the European Central Bank headquarters? Number 2. What apostle is famous for converting to Christianity after persecuting them? What apostle is famous for converting to Christianity after persecuting them? Number 3 for the mystery round. Number 3. What 11th century castle is called the Key to England? What 11th century castle is called the Key to England? What candy does President Nixon constantly promote in the show Futurama? What candy is that? What candy does President Nixon constantly promote in the show Futurama? Maybe you can build off of these, put something together. What was the name of the very first supersonic passenger plane? What was the name of the first supersonic passenger plane? Jay Cutler dethroned Ronnie Coleman from what godly title in 2006? Jay Cutler dethroned Ronnie Coleman from what godly title in 2006? What is the talking cat's name on Sabrina the Teenage Witch? What is the talking cat's name on Sabrina the Teenage Witch? And number 8 here for this mystery round. 8. Take Me Home, Country Roads is a song by what artist? Who sang Take Me Home, Country Roads? Your answer should have something in common. Number 9. What WWF wrestler was famous for wearing John 3:16? What WWF era wrestler was famous for wearing John 3:16? Yeah, I forgot to put it on that last title slide there, but it's on this one, so. Alrighty, guys. Number 1, what German city is home to the European Central Bank headquarters? That's Frankfurt. What apostle is famous for converting to Christianity after he persecuted them? That's St. Paul. Yeah. What castle is the key to England? That's called Dover.
Yeah.
What candy does President Nixon constantly promote in the show Futurama? That's a great taste of Charleston shoes. Haroo. Haroo. Yes. He loves Charleston shoes. Haroo. What's the name of the very first supersonic passenger plane? Of course, that's the Concorde. Jay Cutler dethroned Ronnie Coleman in for what title? Mr. Olympia. Who's the talking cat on the show? Sabrina the Teenage Witch. His name's Salem. And Take Me Home, Country Roads is a song by what artist? John Denver's a goddamn liar. John Denver. And what WWF era wrestler is famous for wearing, I guess he technically wore his name on it, but John 3:16 was Stone Cold Steve Austin. That's the bottom line. Stone Cold Steve Austin. So if you guys know Frankfurt, St. Paul, Dover, Charleston, Concord, Olympia, Salem, Denver, and Austin, these are all capitals. U.S. capitals. Yeah, woo woo woo. So, going into the final round, here's where everybody stands. Really quickly, want to give a quick shout out to some of our sponsors. they give us money, we'd say things that they like because that's how that song and dance works. And if you know any sponsors or any businesses that would like to be a part of this, we'll say whatever they want to. First and foremost, we've got Carniceria El Camino #1. That's a local market with fresh products located on 32nd Avenue in McDowell. Carniceria El Camino #1. As well as your very own Monkey Pants Bar and Grill, karaoke, poker, trivia, fish races. Woo. This is one question. It's the big question. One question, 10 answers. One question, 10 answers. I asked you guys, name the top 10 most ordered cocktails in America. Those cocktails are #1, the margarita, the martini, Moscow Mule, the espresso martini. Yeah, that's the Sabrina Carpenter martini. 5, the old fashioned, mojito, Long Island iced tea. Funny you say that. The spritz. Yeah. #9, one of my favorites also, mimosas. And #10, mimosa's little cousin, the Bellini. Alrighty, so my two teams, I gave you guys a piece of paper for a tiebreaker question. I'm gonna read it here and I'll give you guys about 20 seconds to write down your answer and get it up to me. The margarita's been the top drink in America since about the 1950s. Your question, on average, how many margaritas are consumed every hour in America? How many margaritas every hour? Margaritas per hour is my new MPG. 10, 9, bring them up. 8, 7, 6, bring them up. 5, 4, 3, 2, Jake's Secret Admirers. Bring it up. 1. All right, good. My Jake's Secret Admirers, you guys said 1,200. Ryan and Scraps, you guys said 5,000. The actual number of margaritas consumed per hour in America, on average, 185,000 margs per hour. So, Ryan and Scraps, you guys took 3rd place on that one. So here we have 4th place on down. Jake's Secret Admirers, Cowlians +2, Gabe Itches, Tequila Mockingbird, Macau, Yinzer, Chlorine Scrubbers, Coochie Clappers, Calico Girls, Kickin' Rocks, Taking Names, Roll Tide, the U World Order, LeBron Lovers, and your 13th Reason. There's where we stand, 4th on down. So in 3rd place, Ryan and Scraps. Ryan and Scraps, 3rd place. And in 2nd place tonight, our runners-up, Beer's the Mind Chiller. Right over them, meaning our returning champs, Taking first place tonight with 69 points, Fellas in Paris. All right. Fellas in Paris, tonight's winners. Alrighty, guys. I want to say thank you to everybody for coming out. It's been a great night, guys. We're going to do this each and every week. Your points will accumulate. Come on out. Keep playing with us. March Trivia Madness. Alrighty, guys. My name is Nick. You guys have a good night. Be safe. See you next week.